I'm back.
And we are live Wednesday night with those guys. How are you doing, Lawrence?
What's good? What's good? What's good? Just got your alert. Wednesday nights with those guys is live.
And we are live.
Oh, my bad. I gotta mute the screen. All right, that's cool. Now I'm good. Now I can hear you. What's going on, man?
Same old thing, same old thing. Just doing my thing. I was working on a video, I was working, I remember I told you I had issues with the Filmora, and we did the whole thing, and just working out Filmora 9 and working out the problems that I had with it. So, I'm just doing my thing.
Hey, Elliot,
you
come into a live stream and go hello like that. Seriously, that's unappreciative. Sean, I sent you an invite. Now I'm going to let you handle that one, Herman, because I'm always the bad guy. I don't appreciate that. That's like one of the Vern and the boys coming in doing the same shit.
It's ridiculous, Elliot. Come on, man.
You, Geeks Vana, have an invite, sir. We would love for you to join us if you can.
Well, yeah, like I was
delete that comment, man, because I can't, or else I would have did it already.
Or how do you delete the comment?
I'm tired of people coming into this live stream or trying to join the page when they got me blocked and all kinds of stuff like that. See? I'm always given a reason to rant about something.
How do you delete it?
There's the 3 dots at the end of the name.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to do something to it.
It says go to channel, report, put on timeout.
Time them out. You can come back in 300 minutes or not. Oh, there you go. Message retracted. We talk constantly and we joke about it, right? But you talk about poking the bear.
Right.
You poke the bear. Well, it's winter time. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's winter. Bears are grumpy in the winter because you know what? They're supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah, it's springtime when they get up looking for food. That's right. Really grumpy. But like I was saying, I don't even want to.
Oh, no problem, Sean.
I don't even want to drive ourselves nuts with him and that kind of nonsense tonight. I just want to be able to talk and hang out like we always hang out and hang out with everybody that comes in on the chat.
It's good. I appreciated yesterday, man. I needed to get away yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was
seriously. You knew that already.
Yeah,
so you knew that because you're like my venting. Because I have male friends I can talk to certain shit about, but that's about it. What the hell did you post? What was that robot?
Oh, with the robot, it's a smart robot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to look at that later.
Dude, everything was just artificial intelligence.
Huh?
Huh?
You sent me that link. Okay, I got it here. I got it set up. I just wanted
I think that was something that was on Facebook that I saw.
Well,
all kind of.
That looks like the ones that play soccer. They have a bunch about that height that play soccer.
Right, but you see, you know what? I get a lot of those things targeted towards me on Facebook, I guess, because, hey, who's that? Rodney Bell?
Rodney Bell, how are you? And happy birthday to you, sir. It's Rodney Bell's birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday, Rodney.
Yes, Rodney Bell and someone else we know. It's Rodney Bell's birthday and someone else we know. I wished them both a happy birthday this morning. It'll come to me. Paul.
I gotta check.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Is that your version of the Big Apple?
Yep, that's
a couple of them.
Big Apple Christmas.
Oh, wait. Those are the Christmas balls.
Yeah, those are the ornaments, the huge ones.
they started out with, if I remember, they started out with one,
Mhm.
and the artist had originally made one, and it became such a hit that the artist wanted to put him throughout New York City, and he only had a contract which tells you to read every time you sign your name or something. Read it, and if you can't read it, pay someone to read it for you, because he could have made money putting those ornaments throughout the city, but the building where he had it set up, he had a contract where he could only put his artwork there.
Ah,
But I don't know. That was many years ago, because now they've graduated.
Well, they.
um.
I don't remember exactly where.
Oh, that's right. It's Sean Crowley's birthday today too.
Okay.
Yeah.
every day is Sean Crowley's
I
birthday.
thought his birthday was the other day.
Yeah,
No, he said the
been having
11th.
a birthday for
No,
2 weeks.
he said the 11th on my show, and,
Oh, did
and
he?
I was the one who was quiet about mine.
You know what? This is why they took the birthdays away in the union. You had a lot of guys, right, going from shop to shop, and every time they got to a new shop, they had a new birthday.
So somebody said here is did you did now that we're together, the three of us, show us your birthday gift, your Mavic Mini, Lawrence.
You know what? I don't have one. I don't have one. I really don't. Had I had one, I would have came on with a suit. You hear, Paul? I would have came on with a suit and a tie, and I would have had it like a tie pin.
Well, Lawrence, Mia wants to know, why didn't you pick one up?
Who wants to know?
Mia.
Well, you better cut it out. Stop it. Mia does not want to know why I didn't pick one
Well,
up.
as soon as you said
Question is, how
get
come
one,
you
started
don't have
talking? Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I got other things planned.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
All
I
right.
have other things planned. I kind of put that deposit down on that Skydio, so I'm waiting.
Oh,
waiting to
you
see
did, eh?
Yeah, I thought I told you.
As the Jamaicans say, eh?
Lynn just stopped by. Look what she got.
Okay.
Very, very nice.
Was she getting herself for Christmas presents, or you bought that one?
No. That's
And I got this one.
tell him who's that. I mean, show him the other one.
I got this one last week.
Somebody knows. So does someone go to what is that? The shopping network?
No. I went down to the local jewelers. They're going out of sale. Out of
Oh, we balling.
Christmas.
That's where he got Deborah.
And
Congratulations.
Nick's here, and he got his new girlfriend a new bauble.
Oh, is
Get
it?
out of here.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, it's that time of the year. You might as well,
It's selling.
you know.
They're going out of business.
They're going out of business. That's the best time for them to be going out of business, Christmas.
You said they're going, Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
said they were going out of business?
over 100 years.
they've been in business over 100 years, and
Oh,
they're just
wow.
retiring out. And this is what Nick bought his new girlfriend right there.
Topaz, very beautiful.
Yeah,
And then I got my big one back today. They cleaned it.
yeah.
Nice, very nice.
So this is like Jewelry Central here.
Oh, please.
It's gorgeous. I helped pick it out.
Hey, listen, it's that time of the year. Usually this time of the year and your birthday are the only 2 days that you could say the hell with it and actually do something for yourself and not feel guilty.
Yeah, that's why, Lawrence, you should have bought yourself that mini you wanted.
Paul, cut it out.
Take it with you.
Cut it out, Paul.
I don't plan
I'm
on
not
leaving.
buying the mini.
I
I
might
could
take
find
it.
a lot more resourceful things to do than invest $400 in a mini.
Well, Mike,
$400 would get me a 7-inch racing drone that
Yeah.
does 110 miles per hour, but I'm not going to.
there you go.
Well, I got the Hess truck in today, Paul.
Congratulations,
Look
Herman.
at what Herman's got.
He's
See
got
there?
3 of them though.
Oh, is that Hess truck?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Ah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see those on TV.
Lynn knows their stuff. She used to have an auction house.
Rodney Bell says hello, Lynn.
Hello, Rodney Bell.
My friend Nick here is falling back in love again.
Okay.
And so that's why
How
he had
old
to
is he?
buy that
How
little
old is he?
birth ring for his new girlfriend.
How old is he?
65.
65.
65 years young?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you ain't run yet?
And run yet.
This lady's very
I guess he
special.
tired of running. by 65.
Congratulations, man.
Well,
Congratulations.
here's the deal. Lynn set it up.
You know what? Lynn does a lot.
Yes, she does.
She
They
used
got
to
me
do a
hooked
lot
and-
job wise, and I'm
got
starting
me
to see
hooked
she
up.
does a lot in the background because Lynn's the only one that can get you to mute all of us.
Lynn is large and in charge.
Hey, Lynn.
Congratulations, Herman. Wonderful game.
Thank you.
You know what? Hopefully,
New York City.
when they go back next year, when
Yeah.
they do go back next year, and I know they're going to go back because this is 2 years in a row. If they go back next year, I'll have a real camera. You know,
Oh, by the way, Lawrence, your daughter is beautiful. What a sweet gal.
thank you very much. But she's my heart. She's at that stage where she's 15. She'll be 16 in February. But
She's 15 going on 22.
yeah, yeah. Trust me,
But
I know.
she's definitely daddy's girl.
Oh,
but
I told him that when I saw her on the
Yeah, when I was doing Herman's game, when I'm vlogging the game.
Hey, Roger. Jump off. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, jump off, Roger, all of you guys. Welcome to Wednesday Nights with those guys. For those of you who don't know, on Paul's camera, that's Lynn. So you
Linny.
all know her. Now
I
you
call her
can put a
Linny,
face.
but it's
Now
Lynn.
you can put a face to the name
Yeah.
and be very,
That's
very
Lady
nice to her.
Loyalty in the
She
chat.
knows how to shoot a gun.
Yeah, she's very, very, after 20, 30,
27 years in the military and 12 as a federal investigator.
You know what?
So be careful.
Applaud
to you.
Well, you
See,
know,
you see, Lynn is one of those ladies that you hear about these stories all the time, where somebody tries to do something to her and she steps on her neck until the police get there.
Yeah. You throat punch him.
I keep trying to get Lynn to fly a quadcopter, but she says, "You boys play with your toys. I flew the real thing." She was a helicopter pilot.
Well, I mean, that is kind of like stepping down, but it's Lynn, look at it this way. Now you can keep your feet on the ground, chance of crashing 0, and you can go as high and as far as you want.
Used to having those feet on the pedals.
Yep. Yep. And she was Cobra qualified
And the
too.
stick and the cyclic. So, you know, all parts of your body are working to control that bird.
Wait, you could tap your feet or walk around and you can get the Scott Parazinski controller.
I'd be trying to push pedals that aren't there and it wouldn't turn.
Get the Scott
Well, see,
Parazinski
Lynn,
controller.
that's
and you
why they
can
have
get the-
chairs that spin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to find something. Good to
Okay.
see you. Good to see you.
Bye.
I'm gonna leave you guys for just a minute. I'll be in the background, but I'm not. I gotta say goodbye to my honey and my friend.
No problem, man.
No
No problem.
We be right here.
Well, those of you who don't know, 'tis the season to be jolly.
That champagne.
And ho, ho,
So they
ho,
say.
and
all kinds of
ho, ho,
Okay,
ho,
now
and
if you
a barrel
don't,
of
if you,
rum.
what's that?
Ho, 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 and a barrel of rum.
No, a bottle of rum.
A
You said a
barrel.
barrel?
Yeah.
You're a barrel of rum you can share with the whole town.
That's what I said. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, around here, that means something else.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I do. I'm just
I
messing
guess
with you. I'm just
same
messing
thing.
with you, man, because
Same thing.
I'm in a decent mood for now. You know, I got home kind of early. I didn't have to rush home cursing. Desmond Donders, how are you?
What's
And
up?
welcome
man?
to
What's good?
Wednesday Nights with those guys. I want to let you guys know Sunday night
Mm-hmm. What's going
we're
on?
supposed to have the gentleman on that's an advocate for the drone pilot in Michigan who's suing the FAA or going to court against the FAA or with.
Right.
I have to get the story correct, but he's one of the advocates for the drone pilot that got his drone taken from him in Michigan. You remember we talked about
Yes.
that
Yeah.
a while back?
Mhm.
And he's actually in an organization that's trying to make it possible for even us here in New York. I don't remember the stats, so don't quote me 100%, but I think there are 23 states in the United States that are advocating that the hobbyists as drone pilots deal with the FAA and have something done so they can stop saying it's illegal to fly in New York when every day hundreds of people fly in New York. They can stop saying it's illegal to fly here and there and all of that stuff. You remember hearing about
Okay,
that, right,
Roger.
Desmond
Yeah.
Thunder? Well, this gentleman, I'd have to pull up Facebook just to even say his last name, but his name is Ryan Latour. It's a French name or something like that. But
No, I remember the gentleman you're talking about.
right.
And the
Well,
incident where I guess there was a standoff between some pilots and the local municipality.
right. The
Park
local
and stuff like that.
municipality took the guy's drone and then they fined him. They gave him a fine and a bunch of stuff. And I think he's suing the local municipality, and it's getting pretty thick. And what happens in this case will dictate what happens around the rest of the United States. But there are 23 states that are trying to make it possible so that we, as in, hey, Mike Kelly, we as New Yorkers will stop being told it's illegal to fly a drone, which we know is true, but also not true,
This is gonna
because
be
now,
quite-
go
this
ahead.
is quite interesting where this goes because, like I know, like in places like here in New York, it's a constant struggle right now around the country. It's a constant struggle. And the federal government hasn't said anything about all of these states that are coming out and legalizing the marijuana and stuff like that. Not to change the subject if it's to change the subject, but the federal government is not saying anything about that. And all these local states are saying, coming up with their own ruling and whatever and how they want it to be rolled out for their state.
Yeah, but
none of that actually holds any water with the federal government. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go because, like I said, these local municipalities want to come up with all these rulings and laws that they want to come up with over jurisdiction that they have no jurisdiction over.
right. Now, you have
no jurisdiction on.
And we experience it here in New York. We have Parks Department employees telling you it's illegal to fly in a city park. The New York City Department of Parks Department is telling you it's illegal to fly drones in a city park. But yet, and I'm going to keep saying it until they put a stamp on the damn sign that says no drones, because every year they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on New York City Parks Department signs, newly painted and everything. Every year they replace them, every summer. And every year there's no note, quotation, sticker, emblem with a drone through it or anything saying no flying drones in city parks. But yet some of the Parks Department employees, and you notice, Herman, some of the Parks Department employees welcome flying drones in the park, especially if you're in a park and there's no one there.
Yeah. But it's funny. It's funny because it was worded to me differently by a state park.
I'm still here. I'm just putting the logo up.
A state park officer had told me that you can't take off from in the state park. I can't tell you can't fly over the lake, but you can't take off from in the state park. You can go out to the road and take off from the road and fly over the lake. And I thought that was quite interesting.
Well, it's funny that you
that way.
It's funny that you say that because I've had state officers tell me there's no flying in the park, and I just told him I'm not about to fly in the park. I'm actually scoping out the area that I do want to fly. So he says, well, you can't fly from in the park. I said, I'm not. I'm going to fly across the street standing on city property. And he went on and did his round and came back. And when he came back from doing, going to the other end of the park, I had my drone up and was
Mhm.
taking off. And he sat there with his car, and I saw him get on his radio, and there was absolutely nothing he could do because I'm out of his jurisdiction. And like you say, they cannot control the air over an area. The only ones that do that are military, Area 51, stuff like that.
Well, they can do it wherever they want. That's why
Oh,
it's funny.
and um,
Homeland Security can take over.
Homeland Security, sports arenas can also close down the airspace.
Well, that's the FAA doing that.
Well,
Them and Homeland Security.
my thing is, are you going to get into the story with the Skydio yet? Or are you going to wait a while? We could
talk about the Skydio, like I told you before.
But then what happens is people come in later and say, "What did you guys talk about?"
Well, I mean,
so it's like a catch-22.
I mean, what do you want to talk about? I mean, there really isn't much to talk about the Skydio other than what I was listening to. What's that guy? Was he
from the video? But I should copy the link so when we do discuss it,
the co-founder of Skydio, and what I found out from we spoke on it before a few weeks ago. Over a month ago we talked about it. And we
Mr. Crowley, how are you?
And everything on everything, but I listening to this gentleman speak on it, I found out a little bit more on it. Nothing that wasn't expected, but it still to me hasn't changed my mind about my perception of it.
Hey, Paul.
What are you talking about there, Herman?
I didn't get a chance to explain to Lynn why I had unfriended her. But it was because I love her as a person. I really, really do. She's a great character and individual, but her political views were a little different from mine.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if I should say that on the air or not to her directly, but if you ever hear, hey, Lawrence unfriended me.
Well, nowadays we can always just blame it to the system.
You're right? Yeah. Facebook.
She thinks a lot of you and Herman a lot.
I like her. You know why? Because not only is she ex-military, but you could see even if she wasn't ex-military, she would take no shit.
Yeah, she's a no BS kind of girl. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, be careful before she monkey flips you over there.
Yeah, right.
Then you'd be hitting that button, talking about I'm falling and I can't get up.
Yeah.
But Mr. Crawley, I sent you an invite. We shared a birth date, brother. Yes, Rodney Bell and Mr. Crawley, happy birthday to you guys.
Oh, Rodney Bell had a birthday too?
Saigon Drone Fix. Hey,
Mr.
Herman,
Crawley had another birthday.
Some Phantom 4 professional information about my drone. I received a shipping label today. Okay, so tomorrow I have to go out and go to UPS, have them ship it out, and I'm probably going to just take the remote in the bag, tell them to put it in a box with the shipping label.
Who?
And
Who?
I'm going to go to UPS. I have a shipping label I have to print out. So why not go to them and have them do it?
You ought to pack that up yourself.
You think so?
Yeah.
The controller? Well, I'm going to stand there. I'll stand there and do it in the UPS store then.
If you want the UPS,
how would I pack? How would I pack that thing? I'd have to put it in mad bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap or that. I wouldn't put it in the.
I wrap the motors. I wrap motors. I wrap.
No, not the drone. Just the remote.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, just the remote.
I wrap the.
Jay Santiago, what's good, man?
Hey.
The remote in as much, if you don't have plastic, as much paper as you possibly can.
I'm gonna spend a couple of dollars and wrap it in bubble wrap right there in front of me, because I don't want to hear nothing about when it gets there. One of the antenna was snapped off, or some baloney, you know.
Okay.
It's already written up that there's a problem with
Hey, Roger.
one of the gimbals.
I keep the bubble plastic that they sent me originally when I sent the
I'm still here.
the other one to the other one before the other one. When I said that,
Yeah, that was clear.
when I said that, we're back. Yeah.
Well, you want to know what's messed up? I actually understood what you were saying. So without
No, I'm
hesitation.
saying because with the whole thing with the warranty and the care refresh.
Yeah,
It's
jump
kinda-
off. I don't have to send the whole drone. Herman and I hold it. Let me come back on
It's
cam.
kind of hard to get it's kind of hard to have an old drone with them, because every time you do you had the care refresh, you send it back then. And even if the warranty, it's crazy with them, because now you could get the care refresh and they just keep giving you another one and a new one and the next new one, and
Yeah.
with this nonsense.
Well,
with
jump off.
There's
What's up,
Santa's
What's up, birthday boy?
Santa's
What's up,
elf
my man?
Sean right there.
Well, there's jump off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to UPS. Since I have to ship it out through UPS, I'm gonna go to the UPS office, have them print out the sticker, the packing slip. Excuse me. And then I'm gonna pack it right there. I'm gonna say, give me a box that holds it and give me some bubble wrap. And that's it. Because once I know personally that it's my wife's coming in. Once I know personally that I wrapped it myself, I'll feel better.
Okay.
Especially not knowing whether
Okay.
this guy's going to put it in newspaper or
Make a snowball out of it.
yeah, that's what I'll do. Trust me, they'll probably have to use a samurai knife to get it open. Seriously.
That's what I always do. I make a big ball out of it with the plastic.
Well, see, that's the purpose in me wrapping it, because the box that he puts it in, I wouldn't have to push it down. So
Yep.
when they open the box, it kind of,
Yep.
that'll be a good thing.
Yeah,
But
they're gonna punt it right into the truck anyway.
of course they are. That's why you put it in bubble wrap, so it bounces like a football.
The guy's gonna have stuff in his hands and go. The other one with his foot.
Now, Lawrence, when you called the DJI, what did they say?
DJI claims that there's a possibility something could be wrong with the actual gimbal, because they have that issue. They run into that issue quite often. It's not just me breaking controllers. Hint, hint. All right. They do have that problem. And mostly with Mode 2 controllers, because us Americans tend to play video games a little more than average people. That may have had something to do with it, but I didn't bring up that small part.
Okay.
I just threw that in.
Right.
So they're good with you just sending the controller back and not the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, it's just the radio, just the transmitter.
You told him you a video game guy.
My drone
Because
is no,
that
hell
was the
no.
only thing you broke, right? You didn't break anything else.
No,
What happened?
your drone
That
works
was the
fine.
only piece that
No,
you
the
physically
drone works
broke.
fine because
Yeah,
we
we
hooked it up to
connected my
Herman's
con-
controller.
Yeah, we connect my controller to it, and the
Oh, and it
drone was
worked?
fly with no problem.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it did fly with a problem.
But when we connected his controller, the drone did the.
No, that's what I'm saying.
did.
The
It
controller
did.
is the only thing Lawrence took and
Hey,
broke.
what's up,
This is-
Rigger?
Yeah.
And
he
what
was the
happens
cause of
is
it.
in
His fourth
GPS
string.
mode, it, like Herman says, it pulls to the right. It pulls to the right. And what I would do is I would move all the way to the left. Also, the fact that I always had to calibrate the controller was a sign too.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first got the drone with the controller, of course, you don't have that issue. But anyway, Mr. Crawley, what you doing for your birthday, man?
Well, my granddaughter came over this weekend, so we had cake and ice cream with her.
Take care, Rodney. Thanks for popping in.
Okay, right.
Okay,
was
so you're gonna
awesome.
spend some
Cake, ice
family.
cream.
You know.
Rodney?
You're gonna spend some family time.
We had cake, ice cream, my granddaughter, my son came over with his girlfriend. It was cool, hung out with my wife, and it's pretty mellow.
What did
No.
Rory? Did Rory get some birthday cake too?
No, he doesn't like eating cake because he gets wound up and all out of control at night.
Mhm.
So we gave him some the next morning.
Let him run around the house during the day, right?
Yeah, get his energy out. That way he's not jumping on me in the bed, you know. He
Well,
jumps all over to get my attention. He'll jump like all over you.
hey, Herman,
You let him run around.
you have to put your
All over
disclaimer.
the house, man. He's a house bunny.
What happened?
That
Louis?
was funny.
You have to put your disclaimer, Herman, on how much we appreciate that one dislike and how much it
Oh, yeah.
means to us.
Thanks, everybody.
Because we feel something's
Thanks for
wrong
that.
if we don't get it.
Thanks
At
for
least
that.
one or two.
That dislike was on within 1 minute you guys started.
Yeah, I
Of
know. Thank
course.
you.
It's
Of
just
course.
some sour puss that isn't on the show.
No. You have a right to your opinion.
Okay.
You have a
Right,
right to
thank
your
you.
opinion. That's why they give you the option. Am I right, Paul?
Yeah, but doesn't mean we appreciate them. It just means they have the right to it.
But yeah,
Well,
no,
then-
I was saying, Mr. Crowley, because I was going to ask you if you have plants and stuff like that.
Does Rory eat like any nibble on any plants in the house, or?
All the plants are up high because he does tend to nibble at stuff, and we're
Okay.
worried about the presents because last year he chewed the wires on the Christmas tree lights.
Oh.
So, and then he tried pulling them down. So this year he's been pretty cool with it so far, but he keeps moving the boxes around. He likes to hang out under the tree.
Right.
So he rearranges the boxes to make him feel comfortable. And he sits like in between the boxes and watches you.
Uh-huh.
It's really funny.
You need
Jump
to get
off.
pictures. You need to get pictures of that.
I'll put him up. He's there all the time. Oh, actually, he's not right now. of
I was
course.
surprised he doesn't just start opening the gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not fully wrapped. These are just kind of like lame boxes, just
Yeah.
nothing wrapped for like.
Hey,
like-
jump off. We don't worry
Mm,
about
my granddaughter.
dislikes, bro. We actually welcome them because you can't have good without bad.
Well, we welcome them on Sunday nights, but
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But jump off, you're right. But we don't focus on any of that.
Exactly.
we just here to have a good time.
And you want to know what?
Mhm.
Every now and then, it's good that somebody runs up and pops the little kid's balloon. 'Cause it's a
Did you used to do that, Lawrence?
never.
You know
Never.
what? That brings me
I-
back to a memory, Paul. When I was younger, right? And the older guys
I'll be right back.
trying to play basketball on the basketball court.
Yeah.
If your ball kept going on the court on their game, they would throw it back to you once. The next time they would just throw it away. And if it came over there again, they would throw it up on the roof of the school.
Well, once, twice, 3 times, it's gone.
I got kicked out of Cub Scouts because the den mother's son popped. I blew a bubble with bubble yum. You guys remember bubble yum?
Yeah.
You take the whole pack and you put it in your mouth and blow a giant bubble. Well, he popped it and got me in the face, so I beat him up really bad. And the den mother flipped out and just kicked me out, wouldn't let me come there anymore. Hate stupid Cub Scouts. Couldn't go over there and hang out and get my stupid patches.
But didn't she know what he did?
Didn't matter.
But
Didn't
he
matter.
deserved it.
Well,
Well,
when-
he was bleeding. He was bleeding and he looked really poor.
What's good, drone shots?
Drone shots, what's up, man?
Mr.
Happy
Crowley
holidays to all of you
Hey, drone
guys out
shot.
there.
Mr. Crowley beat the hell out of the den mother's kid.
I did. The den mother's son popped my bubble and caught me in the face and he hit my glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So I wheeled the crap out of him, like wicked bad. Like,
To where he broke his nose and jaw and bleeding.
yeah. So they
Really?
kicked me out of Cub Scouts.
Yeah, so he got kicked out of Cub Scouts.
I got them all back.
The views and opinions that are heard tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everyone on the panel tonight.
Just most of us.
Well, you know what? I mean, gum is something you got to chew on. And this kid put his hands on your gum, man.
Exactly. He touched me first.
You know what? I call that violating personal
Right.
space.
Exactly.
When
I
you
thought I was
violate,
being raped.
when you violate someone's personal space, then you have right to punch them.
I mean, like, what would happen if someone had done that to her? What would she have done?
Yeah, exactly. But they don't look at it that way because the big baby couldn't move and he was crying like a little wussy. Big
Okay.
baby, stupid kid.
Need this light too.
Pins and his clips and his.
Paul's just tickled about it too.
I think it's hilarious.
Hey, I know what would have happened if I would have done that, and
Mike Goats, how are you?
my father would have had to come to the Cub Scouts about me beating up a kid because he put his hands on my gum. The first thing we would have been talking about was like, why would he touch his gum in the first place? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
That's nasty in itself.
Well, then
Especially
I
if he
got kicked out
picks,
of basketball.
especially if he picks his nose.
He was a nose picker.
Uh-huh. That's grounds to punch him in his throat.
That's true.
Where is he? Go on over there again and punch him in the nose again.
Right?
Remember when we were 8?
Yeah, that stupid badge, and the branch is broken. He couldn't come down. Then he had to call the fire department. That's awesome. Look what jump off road. I got kicked out for that. See? They take all these kids and they just kick them out for beatings and tree branches. You know what I mean? It's just wrong. Rigor mortis, a bloody woggle on the ground.
My mom's wouldn't let me join the Boy Scouts, and we had two guys that lived upstairs, Kevin and Carl. They had the father who was a banker, the mother was a nurse. So of course, when 10-speed bikes came out, they both got 10-speed bikes, and they went to the Boy Scouts. And from what I found out, Boy Scouts isn't for everyone.
No, it's not.
It's not for everyone. What's up, Justin?
Hey,
But-
Justin,
Justin.
what's good?
Welcome to Wednesday nights with those guys.
Yes.
Everyone that's there.
Hey, Justin, what's new?
Oh,
at
Justin.
Well, Justin, what's new at Studio B?
This is what I'm looking around. Hold on. Over his left shoulder, I do see a picture that seemed to have come into frame.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
Yeah, so
We
we
play
have
my
to
own.
look. We have to look at the background
Yeah.
just to see what's happening.
I feel bad for my son because he's coming back from school and he's taking his room back. But I want to turn his room into a drone room, and my wife wants to turn it into a drone and knitting room.
Drone and knitting. Ah.
So she's gonna get one
Gonna knit
closet.
drones?
I'll get a closet in the walls, in the computer.
Listen, this is how you do it. You say we
And
can
he
turn
hasn't
it
even
into
moved
a
out yet.
drone. We can turn it into a drone knitting room, but you have to draw socks for all of my drones. I mean, you have to knit socks for all of my drones.
No. That wouldn't be bad.
Huh?
Yeah.
Warm at
You'd
night.
have a holder. You'd have a holder for your drone.
No, they're going on the wall behind me with the wall of props that I'm putting together.
Okay. We started a prop wall in my local park, so hopefully it'll grow over the years to come.
Actually, I don't have props from any of you guys. I need props
Okay.
from those guys.
Those guys
Okay,
props.
One
I'll give
prop each.
I'll
That's
give
all
you.
I need.
I'll give you a
That's
prop.
fine.
You're a hell of a great guy. How's that?
What's that?
You're a
He
hell of
said-
a great guy. There's your prop.
No, that's not. I need
Oh,
a
you
prop
mean a
signed
physical
from
prop?
you, Paul.
Oh,
Paul, you're gonna have to sign a prop and send it.
I
Okay.
thought you were looking
Hey,
for.
hey,
I
Rigor
got to figure out what I'm
Rigor
gonna
Mortis
If you
says
want.
Rigor Mortis says your wifey could make you some drone cozies. See,
Oh.
he gets it. He gets it.
I have a cozy.
Hey,
You can ha-
Justin, some
yeah,
people
you
are
can-
saying what's up to you.
You could have a cozy for every one of your batteries.
I can see Mr. Crowley now flying this drone with a crocheted suit on his Mavic.
Comes right up to the neck.
Yeah, the camera sticks out the front.
Did you
little
ever see
holes
the
for the
dead cat?
obstacle avoidance.
Did you guys ever see the dead cat that the guy turned
Yes,
into his drone?
yes.
Oh my God, that is
That
You
hilarious.
wanna
looked
know what?
creepy.
That is morbid.
That's creepy.
It is, but it is funny, man.
It's morbid. He
Cat's
took his,
flying like
the-
this.
but
Yeah,
the
He
fact,
took his
to read
cat.
that story is very interesting.
the fact that he
Yeah,
took his
I know
cat
the
and did
story.
that.
Uh,
He had the
Don't think-
skin stretched to fit over his drone, and then the face of the cat is, oh God, no.
But hold on, he had to build a custom drone to not overstretch the cat.
But
It
don't
was
you
a
have
custom-
to?
It was a custom drone.
But
And
don't
you
you
think
have
about
to?
it, the parameters of a cat is pretty much
But it's a
13 or
skin,
14
right?
by 13
How
Yeah,
you-
but when they're
14.
dead, they're flexible.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a skin, right, Lawrence? Lawrence, it's a skin, so that means you have to take care of it until it'll start to crack.
True.
That's true. You got leather.
That's true.
Well, what you could do is use like a phantom or something and put the body of the cat and the head and the tail, and then you put the arm, the legs down the legs, so it looks
Right,
like it's
put the
standing on
battery
the
in his
ground.
butt.
Yeah, but he did it this way. The battery in his butt.
Yeah, but he did it. He did it flat
the
out.
cat's legs is the
It's like Superman.
the arms on the drone.
Yeah.
Right. It's like Super Cat.
Ain't nothing super about that.
Like that pig that flies, that one.
Oh my God, that pig one is awesome, huh, Paul?
Yeah.
That is so funny. I keep seeing that around the past couple of days. That is so funny.
Oh,
Who
wow.
flew it for
This
me the
is
other day. Somebody flew it for me. I wanted to see it fly, and they did it on video.
Yep.
if you had saw, but I just looked up something and I'm just waiting for it to load and I'll set it up for you guys. But the title of it is
Don't show the video.
dead-
show a
Dead
picture.
hold on. The title is Dead Animal Drones.
Oh God.
Oh.
oh,
Dead
no.
animal drones?
This is what they
Yes.
titled the video.
See that? You inspire one fool.
Creepy.
One fool is an understatement because the guy who did the cat thing
Yeah.
started it. Okay, so since we're talking about it, I figured give you guys something to look at real quick.
Ah,
Don't
Okay,
show
here
the
we go.
video, just show the picture.
Dead animal drones.
And there's the cat that he had stretched.
Yep.
Remember? That
See,
was
that's
a
flying
living
pretty
thing.
solid.
I'll pass.
That was
I wanna see it
an
real quick.
actual living cat.
Was
He had stretched into a drone. And what's scary about it is he thinks this is cool. Now hold on, an ostrich.
Wow.
Yes, yes,
When he
yes.
was like,
These,
he wanted to remove it.
Wow.
Ah!
Okay. Well,
now
That's twisted.
that's getting scary. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's really morbid.
That is, but that's a cool drone.
What the hell?
It's
mm-mm.
an
No,
ostrich.
just all right, get rid of that.
All right, I'm done.
Of course. Now here's a shark, an actual shark. That dude is caught. Look at Paul. His chin is on the ground. Oh, on it. Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen enough. Okay.
Yeah. But
The shark into
I think I
Just
want one of those
that
planes.
that just goes to show you. Seriously?
he's launching
Yeah.
it.
Oh
from a ramp.
no! Wait! You have to see this.
manta
You
ray?
have to see this.
Is it a
I'm
manta
sorry.
ray?
I can't. I
mean,
I
Oh,
what
a
is
rat.
that?
Look, it does come out of his butt.
The antenna,
The antenna comes out of his butt.
a badger.
Oh no.
Well, apparently because of this guy with the cat, since we started this story, this
Everybody's
guy
trying
with
to
the cat
Is that what I think it
actually,
is?
the guy with the cat actually inspired other people
Lawrence.
to.
That's
What I want to know is that site, how many people have watched it?
Lawrence.
Yeah.
How often does your wife complain about you and the drones?
What?
How often does she complain about you and drones?
Oh, that stopped about a year ago.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say,
But
don't
how
let
Now
her
he's
see,
just saying,
But
don't let her
I-
see
no,
that.
Well, hold on. I've been flying for 4.
because I'd hate for them to turn you into a drone after you pass. You flying you around the neighborhood.
He'd be X-class.
That would be scary. You've seen the witch one, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the witch one.
Did you
That
see
to
the
me,
one with the
that's the most creative one. The witch one, and they had
and the
one.
skull?
The
And they
Snoopy?
they actually had a glider that looked like Superman.
They had the skull. That was another one. It looked like a troll or
Yeah.
a flying
Cool, Bick.
skull.
What's good, man? I'm sorry, bro. I have to send
Hey,
Herman
Bick.
a list of
Happened?
emails because what are you guys gonna do if one day I can't make it to Wednesday night and Herman's on and he doesn't have your emails?
Who?
Herman's
You.
got everybody's emails. He just tells you he doesn't, so he gets you to do it.
Yeah, just copy and paste our emails and send it to him.
Paul, don't make me curse on a Christmas holiday.
I didn't mean to let the cat out of the bag, Herman.
Hey, Rick, I got that package today, man. Thank you.
Rick Halber, how are you?
He sent me
What's
a
up,
prop.
man?
and
I'm
a
sorry.
copy of
I
the
just
thing.
I sent you a link, Ray.
Who? Oh.
So Justin, wait a minute, what's up? You flipping props, man. What's up?
What? I'm signing
You-
props.
you-
I can send
You
it to-
gotta
Signing
watch
props to
Justin. You
send
gotta
to Mr.
watch him.
Crowley.
You gotta watch him because every now and then he'll pull out a soldering gun. No one ask him, what are you soldering? He'll sit there and he'll message. Notice one of the spots is empty behind him over
Yeah,
his left
he's got
shoulder.
an empty spot.
This is, see,
I know
I
what-
knew it, but there was a reason. See, you guys got to pay attention to his background.
Who? Justin?
Justin's,
the-
because you built your,
Finally, I got-
is that
I got
the
it finally
Shinwoo?
working.
Is that your Shenzhen?
Yeah.
Thanks again, Rick.
So
Okay, so
far,
all you got to do is throw a camera in there.
Ducted
Alright.
fans.
Well, I
Yeah.
have everything. I just got to put it together. I was testing. I was having issues with the video, but come to find out, I had to change the band and the headset. And I got the R9 module in there. Everything's working. But man,
So you flashed, did you flash the R9 module?
I didn't flash it. It's working now. I don't know if I should. That's the thing.
Yeah, but is it bound to the
Yeah.
radio module?
Hey, Colbeck
bound?
Ray.
Yeah,
Wow.
everything works. But man, when that R9 turns on, that thing starts buzzing. It's putting out some serious waves.
Yeah, but right now, by default, on the back of the module, it's there are two dip switches. Do you have them both up?
Yeah,
Okay, because I think that's the 10 milliwatt.
I'm running 100 milliwatt right now.
That's why when you cut it on, your hairs stand up on your body.
It's like
So yo,
Birthday, young man.
what's up, Ray?
What up, black fellas?
What's
Happy birthday, big Crawley.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
So
much.
Justin, when are we gonna play around with that,
I'm
man?
petite,
Because
by the way.
next week
There you go. Okay.
mine should be finished.
Forever 19, huh?
Exactly, bro.
Shit.
just gotta trim down the props and put it
Taking
back
mold.
on
so
and
Lawrence?
be ready to go.
Yeah,
So I can really see how far this thing could go.
yeah.
You feel like getting a drop, man?
Don't ask me. It's your live stream.
Let's go. I just want to know if you ready to stop for a second.
Today's show has been brought to you by those guys.
This is what I gotta go through.
Yeah.
What do you got to go through? Anyway,
Those guys.
Wednesday night with those guys are sponsored by.
Those
guys.
But yeah, Lawrence, I was saying the thing what I was saying we were talking about because me and Paul actually were talking about it earlier today was the
Brokeback
fact that
Mountain.
Skydio, who?
Yeah.
Skydio started the
Kyle
ship.
just got his.
Skydio started the ship, and a few people got there. A few guys that are reviewing.
I'm starting
got
to
theirs
see
already.
reviews now.
Oh, really?
You know, Ken Original Dobo, he got his, and few people got theirs, and I saw a couple of the reviews on it. I still, like I said, my opinion on it is still the same from what I've seen, but they're not shipping the controller yet. They're
What?
shipping. No, they're not shipping the controller yet. It's not ready for ship.
What?
They're shipping. I said they're not shipping the
No, I
controller
heard that. I meant what? Like, that's crazy.
They're shipping it with the beacon.
with the beacon. Now, when you do the deposit tells you can add on the other accessories at the time of the full purchase for shipment. And the controller is not yet ready for the people who are getting them now. So who knows when the controller, it should be ready in a few months.
Well, and there was one that was put out either today or late yesterday. The guy went and talked about the Skydio and all the different things, the pluses and minuses. And from listening to him, I went this afternoon just before I came on here, and I went online and sent an email saying, refund me. I canceled my order.
Okay.
$100 back, huh?
I know why you really refund.
Cancel it just because you.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Let's lay it on the line. Paul, I know why you really refunded.
Why?
Because you took that money and you're waiting for that Evo 2 to come.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Here's my thought process, Lawrence. I'm sitting here. I've got the Mavic 2 Zoom, which I fly all the time.
Right.
I've got a brand new Mavic Air combo package sitting in a hard case, GPC case. I've got a brand new Mini, and neither one of them I've ever gone through all of the batteries one time.
I feel you on that, brother.
They're sitting there. So
Okay. You know what?
You still have the other Maverick?
Let someone borrow it.
In that case, Paul, I understand completely.
Oh,
You know what I did, Paul? One of my Phantoms, I have it rented out right now for $25 a day because it was just sitting. So I'm making money off it while instead of letting it sit, man. And he signed the waiver, he signed the contract and everything. You don't know I got DJI Carry Fresh just in case he crash it, but it's some $1,600.
That doesn't matter.
Yo, but I'm saying
that doesn't matter.
That and my old Mavic Pro, I rent out to somebody else too. They can use it. Just give me my money.
I
That's
hear
a
you.
good
Bring
idea,
me back
man.
my drone in one piece or pieces, and we good.
You know, B&H does that.
Yeah, and I got hip to that like about 6 months ago. I was like, you know what? I spent a lot of money on all this stuff. This thing just sitting here. Let me just. And I put it out there, and people jumped on it like crazy. They said it's a Phantom 4 Pro. I was like, yeah, but you sure understand? I said, bro, it's a Pro. And he had it now 4 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I check with him every week. How's the bird? He said it had a problem. He brought it back to me. I calibrated the sensors, the vision sensors, everything. Gave it back to him. I see any problem, bring it back. Because if not, you own it.
Yeah, cool.
All right, that's what's up. I just need to find a plan like that for a Mavic 2 Pro.
Well, Ray, you got it going on, man. I tell you what, you got it going on.
I need.
Man, I
you
try,
hear?
Paul, man. I came from the hood, man, from nothing, man. I made something out of myself, and I try to find a way possible I can make money, keep my head above water, man, you know, because the devil's always on my back, yo, you know?
Yep. Oh, it's always. That monkey just gets bigger. The more you make, the more the monkey gets.
Yeah.
I swear when you don't have it,
see,
and you didn't
Ray,
grow up with it.
Ray, I
go down to
almost
the
jumped
cotton.
on that. I almost jumped on that when you said the devil was on your back, but I kept my thoughts to myself, and I'm going to keep them to myself. Okay.
Keep it to yourself.
It was really
Keep it to
hard.
yourself.
It was really hard to restrain myself just then.
I figured that, but he on my back, boy, like that crack, yo, like calling me.
Hey, see,
Oh,
stop
it's horrible.
poking the bear, Ray. Stop poking the bear.
I fight him every day, Al. I fight him every day, Al.
Yeah. Paul, I don't know if you saw the same video I saw with the guy who I think is one of the co-founders of the whole thing with this.
Yes,
whole
yes,
Skydio
I
thing.
watched that one. Yep.
And I, you know, I was very interested to watch when they went through the whole evolution of the whole project and how they came up with this. But it was interesting to know that they had the you know, fisheye rolling sensor in each of those cameras for the obstacle avoidance. And you know, when he started to talk about that is where I started to get a little nervous, because my problem with that is that the marketing behind something such as this, and you know, we all talk about it and we make jokes on it, and DJI doesn't like to lose.
Yep.
They don't like to lose a penny. And when you market a drone such as this, and you have a date that you want to come out with it, if you're not sure that the public's going to like it, then don't do it, because everybody that wants the Skydio is interested in
Sam,
the
how you
Skydio
doing?
wants the Skydio now.
Yep.
Not when you said now that this is what I did and I won't have it ready for some of you guys until September.
Yep.
Right. I agree.
Now, all that means is that all the DJI is going to come out with something now and it's going to be like this. And the people who are supposed to get theirs in September are going to cancel their order.
Yep. Yep.
They're gonna put a limit on. They're
You
gonna put a
marketed
limit
this
on that.
wrong.
They put all their cards on the table in one drone.
Right, you marketed it wrong, and it was that. This is the only thing I'm thinking about when you talk about canceling the order. I still don't have. It hasn't changed my opinion of the product. The problem with the product is that by the time I get it, it'll be old.
Well,
You know
or
what I'm saying to
by
you?
the time you get it, they may not be able to fix all the problems that are in it.
Well, by the time I get it, the problems will be still getting worked out, and
Yep.
somebody else will be, and that you know.
Yep. You don't want to pay to be the test pilot for that company. You know?
Right, and like we talked about before with DJI, we know how that flies.
Yep.
You know, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, it hasn't changed my opinion of the drone. I'm just worried that something like this, by the time guys are getting it by the spring and the summertime and stuff like that, that one, DJI is not going to sit around that long without a drone out, without something new out. Especially after you've upped the ante on what a drone's supposed to, what a drone can fly like.
And especially since the Evo 2 is supposed to be coming out,
Right.
DJI is going to slap them both at once.
And
That's what
who
they're gonna
knows
do.
when that's going to come out, because I'm still waiting for the X-Star Premium with the 1-inch sensor and the retractable legs and all of that. Still waiting on that X-Star.
You want to know
Premium.
what, Herman? It's funny you mention that, because being that Skydio was pulling this stunt,
Mhm.
where they had so many people pre-order their drone, and now they're only coming out with the version with the beacon and not the version with the controller. A lot of people are retracting their money, and they're going to feel that in their pocket. Now, my problem with Autel is I almost purchased the X-Star Premium, okay? And only because they said they were coming out with that update that was supposed to enhance the camera,
Yeah.
which, by the way, came out a year and a half later.
Right.
All right.
Good
And
one,
they
man.
said, we're going to launch it this summer. We're going to launch it this winter. And
When?
then summer came again. Then winter came again. And then they launched it a year and a half
And
later.
it went- When?
My problem is with this,
I didn't see it.
huh?
I never saw it.
It
No,
already went by.
it was, dude. They said they were coming out with a firmware update for the 1-inch sensor that would give it zoom
They
capability.
never had a one
And a bunch of other options.
Premium.
Huh?
No, it never did have, but
Never
they were
had a
talking.
1-inch sensor.
They promised that they were going to do it as an optical zoom. No,
Yes,
it's a digital
yes.
zoom.
Yes. Yes.
So that you would take the same camera and they were going to enhance it through a firmware update that
Mhm.
never happened.
Right. And from what I understand, Ortel's track record isn't too good. If you remember, there was a time where people were doing videos on Ortel going out of business and shutting down because they were laying off people in the research and people in sales.
Mhm.
Yep.
And usually when a company lays off your people in sales, that
That's
means
a
you're not
bad
doing
sign.
too well. So
Yeah.
that means you laid off these people in sales to totally abandon the X-Star Premium, which was a decent drone at that time.
Yeah, at that time, that thing produced some amazing colors.
And DJI honestly hit everybody in the head. That Mini is going to sell for Christmas because of the price range.
Yes, yes, it is. And you're going to see people losing them off of cruise ships. Wait till you see 2020 videos
Well,
with the
actually,
Mavic Mini.
they're not going to let you have that flying it on a cruise ship.
You might listen. It's small enough to get onto. If you take the Mavic Mini and if you use your phone instead of the controller, you could probably take that Mavic Mini somewhere.
Where?
You wrap it up in
You
a
could take
package. No, Herman, you wrap it up in a package just like this. I'm
Put it in your
taking this
pocket.
gift to
Yo,
my
when
son.
you go on a cruise, bro, it's the same as when you get on a plane. You got to go through customs and all of
No,
that.
it's not. No. Oh, when you're going
Okay.
out of the country. If you're going out of the country.
yeah.
Yeah. But the point I'm making is you're going to see people with this drone around cruise ships, on vacations, all kinds of stuff. Like you said, for Christmas, kids are going to want this drone. You get a
Bashing them up, too.
$400 drone. Hey, what's up, Indigo? I'm sorry. A $400 drone
good kid.
with the specs that it has is
Well,
pretty,
you know, the
pretty
other
badass.
interesting
Indigo.
point that I just realized today, I didn't know this, is the batteries on the Mini are lithium ion batteries.
Huh.
Not the old battery. They're the lithium ion
They're
batteries.
very good batteries, man. That's why they give you that flight time.
Yep. Because it says right on the battery in real small,
The drone
real
light
small
as hell.
print, lithium ion.
Wow.
Which are more stable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which are more stable.
And
And
that
this
just
is,
shows you DJI just they giving you hints a little bit of here and there about their new stuff coming out, because you can best assure their new drones gonna have
Right.
all those lithium ion
Right. The
batteries.
technology tested a little here, a little there, and the next thing you know it, you got something
That's
fully.
that's the
becomes a
same
full
batteries
feature.
they use in the Tesla electric vehicles.
Hell yeah.
That's what I try to
lithium
tell
ion.
you.
well, let's not talk about Teslas, because Herman pointed this out to me, and so far it's come to be true. Every car that I've seen on fire on the highway or somewhere has been a Tesla.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I would imagine having a drive-by wouldn't help.
Hey, Paul,
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Paul, what was the drone you had with the heat seeking or wasn't it
I had an Enterprise Duo with
Enterprise? That's what I couldn't remember.
but
Hey.
I also before that had an Inspire 1 with a you could change the cameras underneath, and I had a thermal imaging camera under that, and that was a big mistake. I paid like $7,000 for it and sold it 3 months later. The best I get was $3,800.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm sorry. What do you have for do you still have the Enterprise?
No, I sold my regular Enterprise. John DiNardo bought that.
Okay.
And then I sold my Duo, which was the thermal and regular camera. I sold that to somebody from down in Georgia, I think,
Yeah.
on eBay, and paid the big percentages to eBay.
Right. Huh.
But yeah, Paul, you saw the video, like I said, and listening to this guy speak, like where they're trying to actually go with this Skydio eventually is for it to be fully autonomous. But right now, you can't. Nothing is fully autonomous. Even the delivery stuff.
Right.
The stuff they do in delivery, under the rules of the FAA, you still have to have someone man that.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. And it's important you bring that up, because I was reading something about this about a week and a half ago, but it was like a little micro paragraph in the New York Times. The reason they have to have someone manning these autonomous drones is because landing and takeoff is imperative. Once it's at a set altitude, they press the button and it gets there. Once it gets there, a short period before it gets there, it'll send an alarm back saying, I'm almost at my target. And then a pilot will take over and off watch while
I
landing
understand
and
what you're
taking off.
saying. I understand what you're saying, but yes and no. The reason why it can't, you have to have someone flying it is because it's an unmanned aircraft, the meaning that no one is in the aircraft, but it still has to have a pilot. And under the rules of FAA, when you're getting a waiver, you're getting a waiver for out of the line of sight. They never
True.
said anything of autonomous flight.
True.
Everything is for waiver for out of the line of sight of that specific individual.
Yeah.
That's why they have to have someone on it. The waivers are for flying beyond the line of sight, not for autonomous travel.
Rick Halliburton, that's that video, that YouTube video with the Skydio. You guys click on it, click watch later. Do not leave the live stream, of course. But what Herman's talking about as far as the Skydio, you might want to watch this particular video. I got to watch small pieces of it because when he sent it to me, I was working and almost on my way home. But after the live stream, I'm going to watch it from beginning to end. It's
You
a
put the
little
link
lengthy.
in the comment. You put the link in the comment.
Yes, it's a little lengthy.
It's in the chat right there.
It's in the chat. Yes, I'll put it in the chat for the admins too.
I'll be honest with you.
Panel.
The Skydio is, with all the new technology that comes out and stuff, I love it. I love the different things can do and how far a drone can travel. With the Skydio, I have absolutely no use for that.
You want to know what?
Purpose for me to
That's
have.
hold on. The Skydio is a gimmick drone, and
that's what it is. It's just they went after one specific thing that a drone can do.
Right.
Focus their whole drone around that. And I'm
right.
like,
People who are walking, riding, flying, or doing something with action.
How many videos? That's the only aspect you're trying to see out of it.
Right.
Because
how many videos do you want to
watch? What you didn't see, but that's the thing. What you did, you're not doing is you're not looking at the capability. You're looking at one aspect of it, and you've downed it because of one aspect of it that you don't need it for.
Yeah,
and I said this before when I covered it originally. I said to you that something like this is great, and I for instance, for someone who has a child who was in school that was doing this. For someone who's an amateur filmmaker and is trying to do things, you don't have the capability of having that kind of a film crew. But with something like this, you can get shots from different angles. And the thing flies like a regular drone too. It just has a controller that they, like I said, they haven't shipped yet. It's a bad they marketed it bad. But for what it does, it is a drone. You're just looking at one aspect of it, and you've downed it because, and I've listened to guys down it because I don't jog and I don't no, it's not that.
I'm not down on it.
It can be used in many different ways.
That it's no use.
No, he's not saying you, Crawley. He's saying people in general who fly camera drones are saying, I don't see a use for it because I don't see a use for it because I only fly in a straight line.
No, I'm just saying I personally have no use.
I listen to guys talking about I would get the center whoop and I will fly around low enough, but you can do that with this. You see what I'm saying to you? And I'm like, guys, if you're creators, then you got to be able to see this.
When you getting it, Herm?
Huh?
When you getting it?
Oh, I don't know when they sent it to me.
Are you ordered it too?
Yeah, I ordered it.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, my problem with it is that when you're ready to send it to people, you're talking about having it now. We want it now.
Yeah.
Not after DJI then smacked it out of the water, and I'm like, yo, Doug, you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, and that's true, especially when they take the YouTube creators who are popular, 50,000, 60,000, and they send them one, and then by the time you get yours, you can't do a review on it because there's already 2,500 reviews out there on it. You can't do this video on it because that's already a video out there on it. You understand? So I see.
Casey, he probably got it already, huh?
Who?
Casey.
Ken Adobo, I heard has one,
Billy
right?
Too. Yeah.
Billy Kyle's got one too.
Billy Kyle has. Well, I'm sure they're partners. They're partners. So just like we're partners, I'm sure they ordered theirs the same time.
Yeah,
you ordered yours,
but they have an advantage over us because they have 56,000. They have 70,000 subscribers.
Lawrence, you got one?
Hard pass.
Keep poking the bear.
What happened, Lawrence?
Y'all saw Twan's video about the motor and the Mini seized up?
No, what happened?
No, what happened?
Twan put a YouTube video about one of his motors on his Mini is seized up on him while he was in flight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna send it back to DJI.
I saw the video of him flying it in a laundromat. I saw the video of him flying it off of his terrace on his house, and that was it. And the motor seized up on him.
Yeah.
How are you, Sean? What's
right
up?
Back motor seized up, so you got to send it out. Send it back to DJI.
That's
wow. Well, all I can say is
it's $39.
Own the Mavic Mini, enjoy it.
Yeah,
but
I enjoy it.
How many of them does he have? Because I know I heard he was doing Antenna mods for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
he's doing antenna mods for the Mavic Mini already.
but he only gonna send the drone back. He don't have to send the controller back.
No, I get it, but the drone said I can't fly that far.
Yeah, you stressed me out. Yeah, that's why I told him. I said, Sean, I said maybe you shouldn't have did that. He said, no, it got nothing to do with the motor.
Oh, wait.
Got a flat
The
tire.
other day, hold on. The other day, they were at Coney Island.
No, they didn't.
And John and a few guys flew to the lighthouse, which is 18,000
baby. Yes,
18,000 feet. What is it? What was it?
Almost
Around-
18,000 feet.
Almost
the back of
18,000
Seagate.
feet round trip.
From
and
around the backside of Seagate.
I did
the
see
new building.
I did see Twan take a video and it was a DJI screen, when
Right.
of
So
the
next
drone
time
from
he gonna
point
make
A
it.
to
Yeah.
point B, and he's like, I wish it could go further or something to that effect.
He
That
said
was
next time I'm
probably
gonna make it.
that
Mhm.
was probably around the time it happened.
That's scary going 18,000 feet with that little thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, it never.
That's
made
what
it.
I like about
It didn't
those
make it
things.
halfway.
No, I was just saying if you would, that was your plan to go that far. That's scary.
So how do you get it back?
It didn't happen during that time. It happened. I don't know when it happened.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah,
it's definitely
yeah.
down.
But I was thinking maybe it was around then.
He
Paul,
stressed.
thanks for sending that clip because I'm gonna put that in watch later as well.
That is a lot of
So that little drone, you got
17,000?
18,000 feet
Yeah,
in one flight
No,
on one
no.
battery.
He was trying to take the
he was
trip.
trying
He
to.
only made it, I think, about halfway, according to the picture that I saw on Facebook. He took a
But
picture.
Crowley, he can make it because they've made it with the Mavic 2, and that,
Yeah.
it's almost the same
With,
battery
with
life.
the Mavic Pro, they've made it too.
Yeah.
Even with the Mavic Pro, this
Hello,
lighthouse.
Geek Savannah. How you doing?
I have the
Hold on, but
max
the
mod
Spark-
set up on my Maverick
Oh,
Pro,
geez.
which
But the
allows
Spark-
me, I can get like 3 or 4 miles from my backyard down into my next town, which is a city.
From where?
But
From
that's
my house.
going. That's
I
both
wouldn't
ways
do it
going
now
and
because that
coming.
would be illegal, but I only go line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
But it can go 3 or 4 miles. On the ocean,
but-
it's like endless. I just run the battery halfway and I bring it back.
Until the
but
drone
guys
tell
are
you you have
making
to
a
come
trip
back.
from Calvert to the lighthouse with the Spark.
That's awesome. That really for the Spark?
Yeah.
Listen, I've seen the Spark go
Wow.
2 miles out and 2 miles back.
You'd be surprised how quick your regular Mavic Pro and the Mavic 2s and the Phantoms just shoot right over to that spot and come right back.
Right.
Yeah.
And in fact, Big John that comes to the live
Big John flew
he
Coney Island and
when he came back, trust me, when he Jay Santiago, you never sent me the link, bro. Please. I'll support that. When he came back, you
Billy
couldn't tell
Kyle
me
just
those
put out a
batteries
video.
weren't bubbling.
yeah, I saw that.
Hey, Sean, Geek Savannah, how you doing? Any drone news from across the pond?
Yeah, a few bits and pieces. I didn't want to interrupt you guys either.
No,
but,
you got to
and
say
and
shut
could you
the
please
hell
stop
up.
talking about the
Right, they
Skydio?
say shut
I
the
can't
fuck up.
order
Your
it.
mouth.
Sean,
I can't have the Skydio.
hold on, Sean. If you don't say shut the hell up, we will keep going.
Hey, that's cool with me.
Hey, Sean, shut up for a
Especially
second.
him.
I'm enjoying
let
the
him out.
conversation.
That's it. Mhm.
You have the
You
floor.
missed it. You missed a joke while you were talking. He said, "Hey, Sean, shut up for a minute." Go ahead, man. Go for it. I'm telling you, Herman, we need the soundboard. Ken Herron has the soundboard. We need a soundboard. But
Yes.
2020, those guys got something coming.
Ooh.
I'll be back.
Where you going?
So anyway, Sean, tell us about what you got news on the Skydio too, do you?
No, not on the Skydio 2. I suppose the only real big news we have from this side of the pond today is that the CAA, obviously our FAA, have started to give out some more indications as far as what's going to be happening next year. Next year, we've got European-wide regulations changing, which are going to have a massive impact on the hobby and the professional side. And they were confirming today that the absolute base level, so effectively you're going to be able to fly for commercial reasons without our version of the Part 107, but only in very, very restricted positions, but still that's us, you know, rather than going even further forward and restricting even more, they're actually deregulating part of it, which is crazy.
Now, are they going to have another step up though? If you want,
there's going to be a few steps. There's, the following step up from that, which is going to be for people like real estate agents, wedding photographers, that type of thing. You're going to have a 75-minute exam, which is 30 questions, and there'll be no practical. Whereas at the moment with our PFCOs, the Part 107 for the UK, we have a practical. And there's also an operations manual. So we have to go to a training school here at the moment. You sit a 2-day course, or you can do it online. But then there is a classroom element even with the online course that you then have to go and do. You then sit a formal exam. If you pass that, you then have to submit your operations manual essentially, which says what you're going to be flying, how you fly, all your safety procedures, that type of thing. And then you also have a flight test. A practical where you basically have to treat the examiner as if they're a client and set the whole job up and things like that. And, you know, you have to put your little cones out and everything and put your little high-vis jacket on. So the entry level to that will be gone, so that the lower end Part 107 pilots over here will be able to sit a much shorter exam, and it will renew every 5 years.
Oh, that's nice.
At the moment, it's every year. So I think it's quite nice because for once they're going in the right direction, in my opinion. Above that, there's going to be people that have got the higher certifications that can go and do some of the wonderful, crazy jobs that we all see on TV and everything else like that. So there is still going to be that level. But certainly for, you know, I would call them the lower end of the professional drone market. So your wedding photographers and real estate photographers, it's going to be a lot easier for those type of people to get into it, which is exciting, I think.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good to see them going in a positive direction for once.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Not a hammer in town.
Yeah.
And I see Skydio announced that they're going to try and go into the European market too.
Oh, that would be nice. I am waiting with my open wallet.
I heard they're going to ship to the European nations before they hit the US. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, although I would hope that they're going to do they're going to release the remote controller in the US before they start shipping them to us.
That might, you guys are going to get it first before
that might annoy a few people.
Drone. You guys are going to get the controller, and then US is going to get the drone.
Well, I suppose the controller's only got to come across the channel because it's actually made in France, isn't it? The controller, so I suppose it's a shorter shipping distance.
Yeah, exactly. Save money. Save a couple bucks,
Desmond Donder is asking in the chat if I've made a video on it. I actually have, Desmond. I made one in August predicting this. It's called Goodbye PFCO, and it's had about 1,000 views today actually, because people are searching for this subject. So it is there back on in the back catalogue. I didn't think I'd make a new video because I didn't want to be too boring.
Oh, you're never boring. No, you have a lot of good information. A lot of good information.
Yeah, that's why we tell you to tell us to shut up.
In fact, Sean, we appreciate your loyalty.
Just tell them to shut up now.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That was almost perfect.
That was perfect.
Okay, we appreciate your loyalty, Sean.
Always.
And in the future, those guys would want to bring you on payroll down the line. So just keep that in mind. Ignore Herman. Sometimes he can't help himself.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Herman.
Poor Herman. Herman gets the raw end all the time.
Watching Billy Cowell's video, that thing is scary.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece of kit.
Mr. Crawley, did you guys see
what's wrong with the mini jest?
Did you guys see what Mr. Crawley typed?
Oh, okay. I gotta put it up. Yeah.
No, that's a news banner.
In the news banner, in the panel chat, Mr. Crowley put up the breaking news.
No, I'm talking
Video will ship in 2021.
Billy Kyle just put out a video of him using it.
Can I just want to say one other thing to Desmond very quickly in the chat? Yes, that is the video that you found in that watch list. Also, Desmond, if you go to Mr. MPW, who is the chap that did that video with me, he runs one of the UK's largest drone training schools. He's put 2 videos out on it today, which are both excellent, including one which is PFCO is dead with a little gravestone on the thumbnail, which is very clever. But yeah, Mr. MPW, if you go and check him out after the stream, he's the guy that's in the video with me. He's put 2 videos out on it. Obviously, he knows even better than I do because he runs a company training people. Sorry. And the other piece of interesting news today, did we hear about the drone sense issue with the data that was exposed?
From China?
I'm not exactly sure if it's the same thing that I heard, but
Hello, Josh.
I was listening to it on another video where a guy was talking about it, and he kind of tied it into how people were a little, disturbed about this whole thing coming out with the remote ID, and how people worrying about, your information being compromised.
Yes. And this is a pretty big compromise. Drone Sense, who obviously, many people have probably heard of that company, but they basically will handle data on behalf of corporate agencies, police agencies, government agencies, etc. And of course, as with anybody, they then have all the data held on a third-party cloud for that client to be able to access. Well, there's a chap called, where is his name gone? Noam Rotem, who is basically one of these sort of white hat hackers. He's not really a hacker, but he's a tester who goes around basically testing for vulnerabilities in clouds and this type of thing. And he actually found an issue with their database, which actually exposed many police forces and city authorities' data to the point where he was actually able to remap where the police had flown their drones. And actually show you who was flying the drone, give you their email address, and all of that type of thing, basically.
Change the data, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. He's a hacker.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't actually have to hack anything to get the data because it's what's termed exposed data, which I find incredible that a company the size of Drone Sense didn't employ people, when they've taken on a third-party company to store the data, that they didn't employ a company and say, okay, we're going to have police forces using this, so we need it to be secure. Will you please check it's secure?
You would
for
think
me?
they would ask that.
Right.
Yeah, because that's only going to cost you a few $1,000s, and these contracts from the police, etc., are going to be paying them an awful lot of money. And for an outside person to spot the vulnerability, I mean, obviously they've closed that vulnerability within minutes, but the fact that it was there. And they were able to show things like, for instance, they showed that the police were doing examinations, shall we call it, investigations of certain blocks in Atlanta, Georgia, and also showing missions marked as disaster assessment flying over playgrounds in Atlanta. So it was really showing some sort of quite sensitive data about how they would handle certain issues and that type of thing. And it also actually included the US Army Corps of Engineers as well.
Yeah, see, that's not good.
That's not data to have out there. I mean, it isn't photos, it isn't video or anything else like that, but it can show you exactly what they were doing, all of their notes about the mission, why they were doing it, the actual flight path, even right down to the pilot's name and their email address within that organization, which that just shouldn't happen because you're exposing vulnerable people there.
That's beyond a data breach. That's selling someone's soul.
Yeah.
Thank God they found it, or the guy that they hired found it.
Yes, although you have to wonder if others found it already and just hadn't said anything.
There,
yeah. So that's the thing you have to worry about these things. But why on earth? I mean, Jeff Sills, who obviously covers the news for Ken Heron, he was saying the same thing, that it's actually not the manufacturer themselves that leaked it, but obviously it's third-party data. And he was saying you should be so careful when you're hiring a third-party company to handle anything for you and to hold any kind of data. And obviously I know he's in that industry himself, so he knows what he's talking about. But you really would think that they would have spent just a few $1,000s You know, just this is the US Army, this is the police, this is, you know, the state and town authorities. Let's just test to make sure this works. You would have thought someone in that chain there would have had somebody that said, has anybody tested these clouds?
You want to know what? It sounds like these people put this concept together, and to make money quick, they didn't bring in that devil's advocate.
Right.
Okay, and what I mean by devil's advocate is I used to do computer programming, and it got to the point where the school I was working in, everyone was saying, let's do this to the system, let's do that to the system. And I was the only one that was said, what's to stop a 16-year-old, because it was in a high school, what's to stop a 16-year-old kid from trying to hack into our computer system? You know, and then we started rethinking things over. You know, we're protected from outside of the school. Okay, yes. But inside the school, the average 16-year-old could gain access to school files and stuff like that. So I see the logic behind it. That's really scary.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of those stories that, I mean, we only put it on. I only put it on my community tab today, just because it's a story that I thought needed to get out there, and I didn't have time to make a video on it. But it hasn't really been spoken about in the wider community. Whether perhaps because other companies don't want people going and looking at their clouds. So it might be one of those stories that's been buried because people just don't want you talking about it, but it's a little scary.
I'd like to see where that goes.
Absolutely.
Only because
at the moment it's basically an apology issued by the company, and the police have commented on it, but not really anything against the company as such.
But I want to tell you, drone shots I've been getting in the schools since 1980. LOL. I want to tell you, it's scary because that is one of who knows how many other businesses out there.
Yeah.
All right. That have leaks and holes and back doors and things like that. I mean, if you're into computer programming, you had to have dabbled in a little bit of hacking. And what I mean by that is, when I was going for my certificate and finishing computer school, me and 3 other guys and 2 females were the only ones passing the class out of 20. And one day everybody took a test, and all of a sudden everybody passed. Now what we had to do was we would take our disk home and do our homework, and then take it and put it on the teacher's desk. So what somebody, before the class started, what somebody was doing was grabbing one of our 5 or 6 disks and copying the data and giving it to all the kids. So what I did was I said, we can find out who's doing it. You write a little program. Back then they were batch files, okay, with it on floppy disk, and when you put the disk in, the batch file runs and it tells what to do. And I wrote a simple file that said, if this file is copied, delete everything on the entire disk. So we knew everybody that had homework that was completely deleted, they all copied our stuff. You know, so it's and that's a problem with a lot of companies. They're so quick to start a business, but there's no one there that says, now they have internet security.
Yeah, that's right.
Now they have internet security, which is what I got into a little bit of. And I made money trying to break stuff during internet security.
But one thing I would stress here, as Drone Shot says, anything can be hacked. This wasn't even a hack. This was an exposed database.
Right.
So we are talking about, you know,
exactly.
My mother could have stumbled across it. You know,
but see, that's the same thing that I'm talking about. In our school, we started out. Back then it was DB4, database 4.
Yeah,
unlock.
That was the popular. That was the popular programming tool for schools to take all the information, your height, your school records, all of that went into a database. And we started having computers in each classroom, and kids had access to this information. If you searched enough and you knew where to look, you could find that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It was Mr. Crowley and the bunny.
But
Yeah,
you would hope, as I
Mr.
say, you would just hope that they would have done a little bit more work, and hopefully this being exposed will mean other companies will now be looking at their clouds.
Well, I've
can but hope.
always said a long time ago, don't trust the cloud. How many actors and actresses have uploaded stuff to the cloud because they haven't, Justin, and I'm getting at you for this, an Apple device?
Oh boy.
And they've gotten hacked because it was an Apple device.
And now somebody's got their nudies on the internet.
Yeah, that happened to the star from what's the one with the arrow?
That show.
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah, she had a bunch of
didn't
nudies.
it?
She had a bunch of nudies posted over the internet because
Did you
her
get them?
boyfriend or somebody hacked those pictures
Did you
Oh, really?
get them?
from the cloud.
Did you
Well,
get them?
do you remember that? What was it? A court case where the person had stuff in their iPhone and they went to Apple and said, "Can you unlock it?" And they said, "No, it's against private policy." And
Yeah.
then 2 weeks later, they found a hacker that says, "Here you go."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just the fact that businesses are doing this, it's really scary. You got to watch what you sign up for. Just like you guys out there that download these games to play in your cell phone while you're on the toilet or whatever you do when you're playing these games, the
Yeah.
same thing. When you allow, what does an app that I'm playing?
Need to see your pictures.
Wait, hold on. An app that I'm driving a car in, why does it need access to my photos, my phone calls, my phone book? You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When you agree to these third-party apps, they ask you this on your phone. Okay, to play Fortnite on your phone, they ask you for access to your phone contacts. They ask you for access to record your calls, access to your phone book, access to your email. Now you're playing a children's game. Why does that game need access to this stuff? And by you installing the game and clicking OK, guess what?
The
You're
whole
giving them
world of
permission.
global marketing.
Yeah, you're giving them permission.
Yeah, but if you click
It was the same as the 10-year thing that happened on was it on Instagram and Twitter, where it was like, okay, everyone post a picture of you from 10 years ago and now, and it became a trend. Well,
Yeah.
you know, if I was the Chinese government, or if I was a foreign power, and I want to know what every American looks like for facial recognition, and I want 2 photos,
Yep.
then you've suddenly got a database of millions of people that have just uploaded a 10-year-old photo and
they
a new
take
photo.
and they take that information and they
Yep.
sell it.
Yeah,
They sell it.
absolutely, absolutely.
I can go to the
it's
local-
automatically farmed as an algorithm. They
Hey,
just take all the
I don't
pictures
know
down.
if this is possible in the UK where you are, but right
Mhm.
now I can go to the local post office and ask for the address and email of every Democratic, Republican, or Independent in my neighborhood or within
Wow.
a certain neighborhood. And you know
Yeah,
why
no.
the post office sells this information? Because they can make money off of it.
Well, your phone doesn't have that feature on it when it takes the faces on it says on people and try to match those things to other places where that face may have been found.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Yes.
phone has that.
Your face recognition is huge.
Yeah, big cash
So-
for the future.
The fact that companies are coming out there, Sean, and offering a service and they can't even protect themselves is really, really scary.
Yeah, because it wasn't even a hack. It
Hey,
was an
above and beyond.
exposed database, and that
Right.
to
He
me is
just
just
happened.
lazy.
He
Right.
just happened to say, yo, you guys don't even have the door shut.
Yeah,
Here's the perfect example. I try to explain this to people. People are like, why do you worry about antiviruses and computers? I said, here's the perfect example. And this is how you explain it to someone who doesn't understand computers. You tell them you live in a house, right? Everyone lives in a house, an apartment, or someplace, a car, a truck, bus, whatever. Would you leave your front door open overnight while you sleep?
I have.
I'm not saying because you passed out from drinking.
You're on the phone.
that was a boom boom.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, though. And I explain it. People are like, why do I need an antivirus on my computer? And I tell them, go to sleep tonight in the projects and leave your front door open and see what happens.
I ain't going
Once
to
the
sleep
first
with-
person finds out that the front door is open. you know, and you have to look at it that way.
They gonna jiggle your door, Lawrence?
Jiggle your doorknob in the summer on my
So what
block.
do you run?
Hold
What do you
on.
run?
On my
McAfee?
block, in the summer, in the middle of the night, between 3 a.m. and 4:35 a.m., two guys walk through the block on each side of the block, and they pull the doors. And you want to know what? My neighbor right next door to me, on her driveway, she was leaving one morning at 5:30 in the morning to go to work. And she says, "Oh, nice. My husband's in the car warming up the car." She forgot to lock her car. It's some guy in her car looking for change or whatever he was looking for. Her husband comes downstairs and she says, "Well, you're not in the car. Who the hell is that?" And they had to chase the guy off. So there's somebody somewhere always trying to get into something. You have to cover your ass, plain and simple.
And these days, it isn't even somebody. It could be that somebody's AI or algorithm that's testing everything.
And how many people do you know that have cell phones that only work through Wi-Fi? And yet they say the Wi-Fi hotspots around your city are where hackers hang out and wait for people to log in.
Yep.
And I only know about this, like I said, I used to do internet security for the Board of Ed. After a while, it became to the point where I stopped programming for helping them program this DB4 and wind up trying to find trouble spots or ways and think like a teenager or think like someone that needs this information. Because like I said, you can go to your local post office and ask for every independent voter or every Republican or how many
that sounds scary.
It is, but you
send you stuff. No, they send you stuff in the mail.
Like that here. I would not like that here.
They send you stuff in the mail. Have you gotten the text messages yet, Lawrence?
What happened?
Have you gotten the text messages yet?
Not yet. They're coming.
That's how you get those phone calls from these people that you don't know, you never gave your number to. Somebody sold it to them.
Yes. For every one time you sign your email to a company, that one company can sell it to 50 others. A perfect example is your cable company. How come when you have your cable put in, whatever cable provider it may be, their competitor sends you an email that says, "We got a better deal"?
That's true.
Think about it. Think about it.
It's out there.
Yes. And it, for those people who say I'm not doing nothing, I'm not worried about it. Well, check this out. I'm 55 years old. The very first time I applied for cable in the state of New York, they told me I had 3 cable accounts that were delinquent. Okay, so that's my point. Seriously.
Paul?
Well, I get a kick out of it. Every 2 weeks, I get a nice little form letter from the cable company, which is Xfinity, to the resident of my address, wanting to know if I'd like to buy cable TV.
They want to know if you're renting, because if you're renting, you have cable yourself, but your renter does not. You understand? That's how that goes. You live in a private house and you rent out the basement. Well, guess what? All of a sudden, the cable company knows that you have a tenant. How? Because they're searching on the internet. How can I get cable?
That and if you have a phone or anything like that, they sell your information.
Yeah.
Well, Jump Off is just talking in the chat about China owning the Wi-Fi networks. And that is something that I half covered in one of my previous videos, actually, last week, which is basically where there's this new Security Drone Act going through the House of Congress. Well, in fact, it's at committee stage now, where they're going to stop federal agencies from using any kind of Chinese drone. And part of their fear is that obviously, Chinese companies in the infrastructure and into critical infrastructure, that type of thing. And in actual fact, I think one of, I don't want to say the word Trump, but one of the only things that I've seen that's been fairly good in that administration is that they have actually stopped Huawei from doing the 5G network there now, haven't they?
Yeah, I did hear something about Huawei.
That's good.
trying to take over the Wi-Fi world.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the issue there, of course, is that Huawei is a Chinese company, and they would have built the 5G networks actually here as well as the US.
Right. We would have been like we're flying their drones. We would
Yes.
have been on their system,
But
and their
everything,
network.
and you're talking about first responders. Everybody would have been on that system. The issue with that is that in China, there's a 2014 law, which is the Espionage Act, and the 2017 Intelligence Act, which actually mean that if you're a Chinese citizen and they ask you to be a spy, you can't turn it down. And any Chinese company has to open their books and has to give all data that they've received to the
Right.
government at any request. And we're not talking about court orders or anything else like that. It is an open book. It is understood if you own a company in China, you are an open book to us. And that's in law.
Well, you see what Saigon, after 9/11, government collects all the data and keeps it on special servers. Well, actually, I'm going to correct you on that. It is true, after 9/11, they did come up with something called the Patriot Act. You can Google it, you can find out, and I'm going to be brief about it, but what the Patriot Act says, by agreeing to the Patriot Act, you give the United States government permission to look in, explain, open up, go into any type of data that you have pertaining to you anytime they want, anytime they feel. And by law in the state of New York, they can actually supposed to be able to listen to your phone call for 30 seconds without you knowing and not get into trouble. And I'm going to say millions and millions of people said we're not signing up for the Patriot Act, but I'm going to tell you right now, you all have done it. You know why? Because of this cell phone device right here. The cell phone, by agreeing to Google, you are agreeing to the United States Patriot Act, which
Yes.
gives the United States government permission to look at
Well, I
any
got
bit
an
of
iPhone.
information they
Yes.
want.
And,
I
and
got
that right?
iPhone.
yeah, I mean,
Huh?
I got an iPhone. Apple ain't giving the
iPhone,
government nothing.
Listen.
The
You live in the
law,
United
the
States.
law was passed
Hold on.
already. It has nothing to do.
Hold on. You
It has
live in the
nothing to
United
do
States.
with the phone.
You live in the United
See you, Desmond.
States. You live in the United States. You have agreed to the Patriot Act by just living here.
Yeah.
The law was passed
The
already.
law was
It
passed by
signed
you
in.
clicking
Yeah, but they ain't
iPhone.
getting no information off my
If
phone.
it's an
though.
iPhone, G phone, Z phone, whatever it is, just by talking
you
over
got it.
their networks and their servers and their satellites, you're agreeing to it whether you want to or not. Just like people used to think, oh, if I cut off the GPS on my phone, they can't
Yeah,
find me. Well,
exactly.
guess what? GPS is never turned off.
I think as well the key differential in it was, which I understood because again the Chinese companies are kind of saying to the US Congress and Senate, who are obviously trying to put this law through, hang on a minute, it's a little bit hypocritical because you collect data on your citizens. It's like, yeah, but we are a democracy collecting data on our citizens, and you are a foreign power that will be collecting data on our citizens, which you will then hand over to obviously a dictator state. So there's a big difference. And I have to admit, I feel the same way. There's a big difference between the UK government spying on me and China.
Right. Right.
Although I don't trust the UK government, I don't trust any government as such.
Right. But there are certain things
I'm okay with the UK government doing because I kind of expect it, but I don't want a foreign country coming across and doing it as well.
Exactly.
You come to expect certain things when it comes to that of your own country, and the same thing
Absolutely.
here. The same thing here. I totally understand where that argument goes.
Above and beyond says U.S. Department of Justice on January 28, 2019, charged Huawei with bank fraud and stealing trade secrets.
That's
Now,
right, because they actually had the director arrested, didn't they?
That was the actual incident that made the government look at Huawei and see Huawei, spaghetti, and actually look at them and say, these guys are about to build a 5G network that's going to be placed around the world.
Yeah.
Okay, now if they're doing that on this level, imagine if everybody around the world was linked through their satellites, what could happen?
Absolutely.
Now when you have a war with a country, you don't have to go to war with them. You just press a few buttons or turn off a few servers and that country is shut down completely.
Yes. It's the same for us. I mean,
but that's what the government was worried about with DJI drones.
Yeah, it's the same for us with gas. We get, I think it's someone in the chat. I'm not a gas expert, but I think it's something like 30% of our natural gas gets piped in from Russia. So when it comes to it, we really can't annoy them.
Yeah, yeah.
As much as we like saber rattle and don't fly your bombers near our coast and XYZ, we really can't annoy these people because we would not be heating our homes, etc. So it's very difficult.
Okay, can we diverse from the subject and do a drop really quick?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's your birthday. You get that one.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank
You
you.
do the drop. You do the drop, Dan. You do the drop, birthday boy.
You do the drop.
Yeah.
Tonight's show is sponsored by.
No. Wait. Tonight's show.
It's Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by.
Wow.
All right. Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys.
Because you just started your own live stream with that. Tonight's show is sponsored by me.
Oh, all right.
Those guys.
Why didn't me now and scratch the first one.
Listen, it's your birthday, man. You could get that one.
Where's the cake?
Thank you.
No more cake?
Indigo goes, hey, wait a minute.
Indigo.
I'll show
Let
it.
it go, man.
He goes, what the blank kind of drop was that? Now you're
It was
starting to
pretty
sound
bad.
like Val, dude.
Hey, Val.
But see, but hold on. He
Oh,
noticed.
lighten up, man.
This is
When
why we need a
Indigo-
soundboard.
When Indigo was on here, right? When we get a soundboard, Herman, we don't
We can have a little
wait for these
audience
guys
doing
to
it
do
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we can mute. We'll be able to
Those
mute all of them and
guys.
put our own voices in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. And then just let them voice along with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We get ready to do a drop.
The
We do
second
it like
one was
this,
good,
Paul.
Indigo.
They go Wednesday nights with those guys is sponsored by, and then you hit the mute button, which mutes everybody, and then you play the voices we want to play.
The perfect, yeah.
You can do that.
I can just hear a whole bunch of little elves saying, those guys.
Those guys.
Yeah, see, now you get it. Now you get it. Right, or sound like they were inhaling helium or something.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right. Got it.
Justin likes that idea.
Well,
Where you get it from, though? You have to pay for it?
What, the idea?
The
What?
sound bites, yeah.
no soundboard. No, the soundboard is just. I'm actually researching it. Trust me. The
Yeah,
soundboard is pretty much.
You had before.
Hold on. It's
I mean,
just
I have them on my DJ mixing boards. You know, I have them on my sound boards.
No,
all
I
day.
have a soundboard too. This is what I'm telling you. You would probably
Mm.
need an external mixer because what you have to do is loop the sound out of your computer into the mixer and then back into the computer. And the reason you do
That's the
that
MIDI,
is
all MIDI, all
and-
MIDI.
right. The reason you do that is because it's running
Slow-
basically on a MIDI channel and it's an
Right.
independent sound source, even though it's
So-
coming from the computer. It
So
sounds like Chinese.
Lawrence is going to change his name now to Andrew. He's going to have all this stuff all over the wall.
No, hold on. You
Those
guys,
guys wheel.
you guys think
Just
I
to
haven't
make
been
room for him.
I haven't been researching this stuff here, but it's pretty much this simple. As simple as going here and finding where is the soundboard? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, damn.
Just to
Where the
make
hell
room
it is.
for him, because once he
I
starts,
did have a
Once he gets
soundboard
rolling, yeah.
I did have a soundboard loaded.
The wifey is going to be sending them to Justin's house pretty soon.
he's gonna have two big bags and all this stuff
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
on his back.
you take
Dude, I got the soundboard.
The Odd Couple. Yeah, for you young people don't know, you need to watch The Odd Couple.
There's no young people.
Even if you watch the modern day one.
Justin just left for a minute. He went over and threw the deadbolts on the door.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see. Let me find the soundboard. Oh, I had the Samuel L. Jackson soundboard.
Those snakes.
Oh,
Snake
no.
on a plane.
Yeah, hold on.
No, not his soundboard.
No, yeah, his is a little vulgar, but
His soundboard will get you.
That was the one that.
oh, here it is. Here it is. Now, see, the problem is the reason you cannot hear it is because I need to set up my computer to play each sound and everything independently. but here's a soundboard. Now you guys can't hear this, right?
Oh, we heard
Yeah.
it,
Was
heard you
that
chewing.
loud or low?
but that was pretty loud.
Decent.
That was pretty loud. Wait a minute.
No,
That was quiet.
low.
That
Not
yeah.
that
See
loud.
that the first one came through the
Chewy was
microphone.
loud.
I'd have to turn up the. I have
That's
to
good.
turn up the microphone.
That sounds like someone banging on your door.
Well, anyway, once I set it up so that I can play these sounds externally and run them back into the computer, then it's a wrap. Then
Okay.
then it becomes interesting.
Hey, Justin, what do you think? Lawrence is going high tech now.
So the focus will be on him and not me.
Yeah.
So I can make changes and no one knows.
Well, see, I wouldn't worry about it. I would probably use it for sound for certain live streams. I wouldn't use it all the time. Like Ken Herron, he has a whole soundboard set up. He has the radio station set up and all of that.
I
Now,
got a question for you.
In order to make it work for the poor man or the common man, you need some kind of soundboard to run the sound out of your computer into the soundboard as a source. Then your computer will see that as a source and you run it back in.
Like another
Right.
mic, another microphone mic. Yep.
Right. In fact, we used to have to do that before the USB mics. We used to have to, right,
Just the
Ray?
buttons.
Hey, Ray,
Yes, sir.
you have a MIDI board, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
definitely.
back in the day, we used to have to take the microphones and run them through the MIDI boards and then into the computer.
Yeah, that's a
So-
double balanced cable. Boom, boom, boom. Yep.
Right. So now,
But they have these little small boxes now.
Yeah,
where
that's
you
what
don't
I'm
even have to
gonna
do
show.
all that. Yeah, they got these small ones now, son. But you just plug it up and boom.
yeah. Now everything is, they're making everything
Yeah,
USB.
everything is
but-
so easy like, without cables.
You got Lawrence?
What you say, Jess?
It's not that much money either. It's
No.
just that you got to use an XLR mic
Yeah.
instead. which
Yeah,
is-
you have to use a real phantom mic to do it.
This is an XLR mic right here.
Yeah. I'm familiar with those.
Mm-hmm.
I have a snowball.
Oh, snowballs. You got a snowball.
Yeah, there's
All
the
right.
blue
So
one.
it's
I know you're
10
talking
minutes.
about.
It's 10 minutes to the hour. And
Uh-oh.
FYI,
Uh-oh.
for those of you who don't live in New York, I'm not ranting, Herman.
What
For
happened?
those of you who don't live in New York City, yesterday was 62 degrees.
And
Right
rain.
now, outside,
But it was raining. That's
temperature
all-
It was
is
pouring rain.
the temperature is 36 and it feels like 21.
Mother Nature.
What's that in
a
real
joke.
temperature?
That was a joke she did yesterday with that warm weather and the rain, pouring rain. I'm riding around, the window open, and I have to close it.
False. Don't encourage them. Don't encourage them, Paul.
Mr. Crowley, it's like this, buddy. It's like this.
Tassels.
Stop. It's his birthday. Don't get us banned.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, Mike Goats, Drone Shot says soundboard. What's that? Mike Goats, when you watch Ken Herron,
Sound effects.
there's sound effects. When you watch Ken Herron live and somebody, and he goes up now.
Like a
now.
rim shot.
Those are all sounds loaded into a soundboard. And what you do is you get a program or software that you can load a certain amount of sounds and special effects into. Gunshots, screams, people clapping. We could actually make up
Whole
our
studio
own.
audience.
I could do a those guys, and then put them all together.
You could also
Make it
make
drone
got a
How does it go
studio
again,
audience.
How's that go again, Lawrence? Yeah.
Look, that hurt.
yeah, Bill. Hi, Paul. Yeah, Paul, you got issues, Paul.
No, see, Paul be starting
He
shit.
said, those
plain-
guys.
Ah,
Oh, here it goes. I thought-
That shit was funny. Those
Lawrence will be on his way to the store to get some honey now.
guys.
No, that last one really hurt.
I know it did. I figured it did.
That's what she said.
man.
You didn't see my head go like this?
he's gonna have to gargle when he gets off the live stream.
Yeah, yeah, that one really hurt.
Those guys. Yeah, that was funny shit.
And Sean, don't encourage them.
Oh man.
I don't see Sean saying anything.
Yeah. That's why he's smiling.
I'm just quiet with it.
Oh, this is it right here. Solo audio interface.
There you go. You can use that. The interface. You can hook that up right to your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is external. I want to be able to take sounds from the PC, run them through here and back in.
But you can put them in there. It comes with a USB. You can load them on there.
This hooks up to your computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
and
it's right
and
off the
and it takes a phantom mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good look right there, Jess.
See, Captain Micro Center. He lives there. He just works as a car mechanic just to fool you guys.
Mhm.
He's really from Micro Center.
He said he's a computer head by night.
I'm going to
shop
look
at
into that, but only because we have
Everybody
some goals.
set up a PayPal. Everybody put $10 and get it, yo.
Yeah, there you go.
We have
You don't have to be
some
on
goals and plans for those guys this year, and a lot of it has to do with going live out in the street and where we're flying and stuff. So
Well,
Yes,
if you're
out in the
going,
streets.
Lawrence, if you're going to go live in the street, Herman will bring the cardboard. And you can do this the
There we
break
go.
dancing out there. And
here we go.
On any street.
yeah, that one wouldn't that be good, Herman? Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be good because
Yeah, Paul.
they
As soon
closed
as
down
I
a lot
get
of
down,
hospitals.
yeah, Paul. As soon as I get down on the cardboard, I'm gonna need EMS to get
They
me
closed,
down.
they closed down a lot of hospitals, and trying to get him to one might be difficult with this traffic.
Especially out here. We only have one hospital out here. Do you know, in fact, if someone's shot out here in the peninsula I live in, they will airlift you to a different hospital now.
Yeah.
Where? Jamaica?
So imagine, yeah, to Jamaica Hospital. Yes, they
Wow.
made that at the Gunshot Trauma Center. So imagine them trying to move a 55-year-old
Wow.
man off a cardboard.
You know, I make jokes about Kings County and stuff like that. But
Kings County, yeah,
but
at
no
least they
one-
have a trauma center.
no one seems to walk out of Brookdale and Jamaica Hospital.
We had a hospital
Exactly.
that everybody died to if you went for a serious injury.
No,
And I got
Yeah.
shot and I was like, I didn't want to go to that hospital. I'm like, I went to another hospital instead.
Well, Ray just
you
looked
got
it up, and
shot.
Jamaica Hospital has the highest performance of providing donor parts.
I can believe that.
I hate to say it, but you're kind of
Serious?
right.
Ser-
I can
Seriously?
believe that.
Jamaica
Seriously?
Hospital.
At Harlem Hospital, that's the only hospital I know. I know several guys that got shot in the head that walked out there alive, man. Any other
Yeah.
hospital, they never walk out, man. Seriously. Harlem Hospital, trauma for gunshots, they
Yeah.
top in the world, man.
Columbia Presbyterian,
Yeah, them too.
New
Yeah,
York
but
We have so many
Presbyterian.
hospitals in our city. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
but what
But-
dictates whether you
but-
survive or not is
But
your medical
Jamaica
coverage.
Hospital, nah.
Nah, they gonna give you some water out of that swamp right there.
They can give you 2 Tylenol. They're gonna tell you they're gonna give you 2 Tylenol and give your family some too, and tell you, you know, we're gonna pray.
No, they give you 2
Pray for
Tylenol
them.
and tell you to
We're
put
gonna
your
do it.
finger in the hole.
We're doing everything we can.
2 Tylenol, they send a priest over to give you your last rites.
We're doing everything we can. Yeah, I'm going to lunch.
We got 4 minutes left, Herman.
This one is done.
Listen, Lawrence, they'll tell your
What?
family we're doing everything we can for them. Listen,
Uh-huh.
listen up, I'm going to lunch. All right, guys, I'll be back.
They're doing everything they can. They tell them to put a hole in the bullet finger. The fingers in a bullet hole.
And put your finger in there. Hold it.
Hold that.
Put a piece of duct tape over it. Now that's good. Now let's go to lunch and we'll be back.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, your hospital had duct tape?
Well, that's a
Super
high
glue.
class one there. Yeah.
We have one that has super glue.
Yep.
Don't
Wanna go
laugh.
fly today?
Don't laugh. That liquid skin is almost like super glue. That's what it
Right.
does. It melts your skin together.
That ain't working.
Yeah, that's what's
for
right. If
bullet
you get
holes.
puncture holes, you just super glue. it.
That's not good for bullet holes and puncture holes. You got to
Mm, puncture
irrigate
holes
those
are
things
okay.
out.
As long
Yeah,
as
they just come over with a wooden peg and a mallet. Here,
That's messed up, Paul.
Mm-mm.
That's a boat.
Yeah, could you imagine that though? Back in the day, a guy gets shot with a non-fatal wound, like an arrow or something, and you just pull it out and hope it scab bills.
Yep.
You break it up and leave it in there.
That's scary.
Or they start packing it with moss.
Yeah, and
Does the
hope,
body good.
a hope a scab forms on it.
That's it.
What's that? Just one side of you kind of smells funny. What is that?
Rigor
Oh,
mortis.
gangrene.
Gangrene. Yep.
Why is my foot all discolored?
Yep.
So,
Well,
so
it's gonna fall
I'm
off.
sure you've guys seen the westerns where a guy gets shot and they tell him to take a shot, and while he takes a shot, they pour the same alcohol over the cut.
Yep.
And then they try to dig out the bullet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like I said, hope a scab forms over that.
And the doc sends Festus to go get the sheriff.
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
Sean, what time is it over there in the UK? About 12 something?
Yeah, just a minute before midnight.
Yep.
Okay.
We're about to get out of here anyway.
Yep.
We appreciate you coming on, Sean. So when you have,
Anytime.
if you have
Anytime,
any
man.
drone news or non-drone news,
Well, if you
you're
feel
more than
like
welcome
sharing
to
it,
come in. You see how it winds up turning out.
It's always fun.
You just have to keep the guys in the top two corners focused.
ooh,
Hey,
Mr. Crowley
One,
and
before you go,
Paul.
No,
Uh,
it's Paul and you.
what did Andrew said something about Herman? What are they?
Oh yeah, check this out, guys. If anyone that is listening would like to, Andrew he loves it when his wife does that
Super chat.
super
Super chat.
sticker chat,
Super
and
stickers.
does
Yep.
the clapping and everything like that. He loves hearing it so much that I told him that I would get a couple of guys to go
Get a
over.
bunch of us to go over there.
Just give him a little $2 super chat. He loves to hear it when she does it.
He's trying to make her lose her voice.
I had a ball on there the other night for $30. It was the best $30 I ever spent. A dollar a time or $2 or whatever.
You know what's funny about that? He said, I got to find a way to either put her on the soundboard or do it so that she can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of fun for all of us to go.
Oh
over there.
yeah, just go over there and do a super.
We're gonna
chat.
have to plan that one day.
Yep.
Well, they're doing the wheel tonight. I think at 7.
Yep. 7
Yeah,
o'clock
they're
there.
spinning the wheel tonight at 7. Val's also live tonight, isn't she?
Yeah.
Val's been going live doing a game channel. She's been getting on Velocidrone with a bunch of FPV
Yep.
flyers.
She's turned into a
and-
gamer channel. Yep.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
slowly
who's
turning
on?
into a gamer channel there.
Who's on?
Yep.
But
So
anyway, look, we need to get out of here. I'm mad
Yes,
hungry.
guys.
Yep.
You're hungry. Didn't you
Dude.
eat earlier?
Yeah, I ate yesterday too.
So then you're good then.
and he's probably going to eat again in the morning.
You know, there's plenty of starving people out there
That's right.
in the world that only ate one meal last week.
That's right.
You eat every day.
You tell him, Herman. You tell him.
So you can hang on for a few more minutes.
I'm eating vicariously for the ones who can't.
There you go.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, guys. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for coming and hanging out with the panel. I'd like to thank everyone in the panel for coming out and hanging out with those guys. Anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to say goodbye?
Have an excellent night. And good night from those guys. Oh, yeah.
Guys.
So everyone, I'll see you next time on Phantom Flight 101 with
Later.
those guys.